Lazarus, begin recording. Vanguard Covert Ops, designation Seraph. Guardians, I am broadcasting over secure channels, encrypted by Warmind algorithms. A new season is upon us, a time of change, intrigue, and infiltration. Allies and enemies old and new are circling our defenses, and I find myself right in the middle of it. You may sense the same thing, or you may be returning from deep space missions. In either case, let us review the first part of this season that many are calling Season of the Seraph. Welcome back, Guardians, to another Vanguard Report. Kaz PhD here. The last few seasons have seen little need for covert operations, secure channels, or espionage. Indeed, our most recent efforts involved making as much noise as we could and routing out fallen crews. Before that, the time was for introspection. Now, however, things are changing quickly. As you may have heard or seen, Osiris has awakened. I planned on filing a separate report on my feelings here, but suffice it to say the look of relief on Saint's face is enough for now. Not one to linger, the Phoenix immediately demanded answers, seeking resolution from his time under Savathun's control. I understand. Secrets are powerful and dangerous. Savathun's even more so. On top of that, you know what it's like, Guardian. Or rather, you don't. Sitting still, being doubted, no Guardian could settle for that. I understand Osiris's motivation. He needs to do something to make the last year of his life mean something. Something good. His search for answers took him to Rasputin, whose wealth of intelligence has been lost to us since the Black Fleet appeared. Anna Bray has been trying to repair him, but it is a significant task. Osiris suggested turning to Clovis Bray, Anna's AI grandfather. And you know things have truly become desperate when turning to him actually seems like a good idea. Anna asked for my help, and I set a course for Europa. I admit, it had been a while since I explored the Bray facilities. I return to Europa when I can, to speak with Varix, keep an eye on the lingering House Salvation, but I have had little need or desire to explore the facilities further. Touching down, something seemed off. Defense perimeters had been established, and my usual access codes were not receiving a response. Getting closer, the towers fired on me. Not even the first time I was here had the defenses been that active. Pushing our way inside, my fire team and I discovered the problem. The Hive. Specifically, Xivu Arath. Cryptoliths, not seen in over a year, were sprouting all over the facility, attempting to keep us out or put us down. Dispatching them, we made our way down. The atmosphere of a Bray facility is hard to describe if you've never been there. Futuristic, almost medically clean facilities, yet littered either by felled enemies or lined with dangerous, ethically dirty experiments. Pushing our way to the bottom, we made contact with Clovis, who agreed to help us. If for preservation of his own legacy, then nothing else. Clovis agreed that Rasputin needed to be brought back online, and retrieving the broken and separate pieces of the Warmind was the way to do it. The Vanguard were quick to establish a room of operations within the helm, and the Clovis AI was transferred into that mainframe. At the same time, Queen Mara of the Reef reached out. Xivu Arath and her forces continued to assemble and plague from within the Ascended Plane, itching to break out and invade where they could. So that's what happened. As the season continues, I'll be sure to bring you more developments, but as always, I think adding further context can prove quite helpful. After the excursion into the Clovis Bray facilities on Europa, Ikora Ray called me into her office. More of a library, really. In any case, Ikora explained that, in light of recent events, the Vanguard wished to authorize special covert operations, armed with the Warmind's most advanced weaponry. These agents were to infiltrate Seraph bunkers and either retrieve important data or stop the advance of our enemy. Said agents were to be given tremendous jurisdictional leeway and were hereby classified as Seraphs. Another title to add to the list. But I didn't mind. Truth be told, it felt good to have a clear purpose again. The last few seasons have been important for many of our allies, from Eris finding a stronger purpose, Crow and Zavala learning to accept theirs, to Mithrax, Ido, and Aramis working through old wounds. But as a Guardian, speaking from just one Guardian's perspective, it has been a challenging year. You ever have that dream where you feel like you're running in water? Running in place and making no progress? Add a chorus of frustrated Guardians to the mix, and that's how this year has felt. Guardians upset with Shax over the evolving Crucible, Guardians upset at Zavala for continued restrictions into the most challenging of strike and raid activities. And then there was my frustration over our efforts to help improve the Elixir Quarter. I won't sidetrack this too much, but I hope it explains the gaps in my recording. Clovis Bray. Golden Age genius. It is difficult to accept working with him again, even an AI version of him. You see, when Guardians first began exploring Europa, I delved into notes and research concerning the Bray family, and while I learned a lot, I didn't exactly like everything that I learned. It's true that Clovis Bray, the company, helped usher in many technological marvels that survived the collapse. Exos, engrams, the war mind, tremendous technological gifts that helps us transcend our humble roots. But Clovis Bray, the man, was without humility. He pursued immortality because he believed that his wisdom, and his alone, was necessary for humanity's survival. He did not create the Exos for us, he pursued it as a means of ensuring his own continuation. The development of exotechnology was far from easy. The organic mind has a tough time integrating into that of a machine. Ask any Exo. They eat, but they don't physically have to. Some dream of distant towers and forgotten wars. And Clovis? He didn't care for one moment the amount or extent of the pain he caused, all in pursuit of his dream. I understand conviction. I understand paying a price for progress, but his heart ran cold. Quite fitting that his facilities were focused on the desolate desert wastes of Europa. Anna Bray is quite the opposite in most ways. A gunslinger, she's as tough as nails, but witty and quick with a smile. I've always appreciated the balance, the optimism combined with grit and experience. I know she has taken Rasputin's shutdown very personally. I feel like I haven't seen her at all this past year as she hid herself away trying to fix him, and I worry for her. The one thing she has in common with her grandfather is her obsession. Usually cloaked as conviction, when Anna sets her sights on something, it gets done, and I have seen what happens when conviction clouds judgment. Rasputin. What do you know? Rasputin's relationship with humanity has always been challenging. Tasked with protecting us, he acts on his own accord, with no counsel or consensus. I appreciate the work we did together during Season of Worthy to save the city from the Almighty, and thanks to Anna, I appreciate his potential for continued cooperation. But his history is marked by cold calculation. The days of the collapse were likely a tremendously chaotic time, and perhaps Rasputin was privy to information no one else was, but his efforts destroyed lives as well as saving them. From Kraken Mare, the Titan research station, to Fellwinter, to all those protocols coded deep within his mainframe. Rasputin has often acted completely on his own, and, all-knowing or not, even the wisest should consult counsel. Make sure they are doing the right things for the right reasons. Time will tell if he has learned that lesson. In any case, I will keep an eye on all involved and report back when I can. I have to admit that, even among the continued threat of Xivu Arath, Clovis, and Rasputin, I felt a renewed excitement over my Vanguard duties. Perhaps that's just the typical guardian in me, wading into danger with a wry smile. In any case, that will do it for the report today. I hope it finds you well. I hope that you're enjoying yourself and finding rest when you can. I have a feeling we'll need it in the time to come. Until my next broadcast, I ask that you be safe, be kind, and I'll see you all next time, Guardians. Bye now.